Okay, welcome back to this. We did the first one that's before the combine, and now we're doing after the combine, which we adjusted our draft boards, and now we're actually gonna do pick 1 through 10, as we did pick 1 through 5 last time. So we're doing that. And you want to go first with pick 1?
Well, I'm gonna stick to my original pick, Travis Hunter,
Okay.
defensive back from Colorado, wide receiver as well. Now the Titans came in second place. I'm gonna say in overall yards, so they were second in the NFL in overall defensive yards allowed last year. If they put Travis Hunter in there, this could be one of those Baltimore Ravens type run in 2000, where they just completely had way more defense than any offense could compete against. Travis Hunter makes that Titans defense the first in the NFL. I say they take Travis Hunter. He's a generational talent. The owner came out and said, I think he kind of flubbed it. He said they were going to take a generational talent. I think he kind of let the cat out of the bag a little soon. Maybe he was planning on making the news for saying so, but saying it's a generational talent, the only one you can think of in this group is Travis Hunter.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave him at 1.
Okay. And I also left mine at 1 with Cam Ward, because they haven't really tried to get a quarterback in free agency. They haven't tried to get like Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers and heck Daniel Jones at this point. And Will Levis has got benched for Mason Rudolph, and then Mason Rudolph got benched for Will Levis. It's just a whole QB thing, and they've both been Mason Rudolph has been and Will Levis has been terrible. And that's why I got them taking Cam Ward, so they can actually stick with one QB, not keep on switching, flipping, and yeah. That's why I got them taking Cam Ward, number 1 overall.
Okay, so we disagree on that one, but I do like Cam Ward as a pick in the early round. I think second, Cleveland takes Cam Ward.
Oh.
Like I said, I think Travis Hunter goes first. Cam Ward, obviously the best quarterback on the board. Cleveland's trying to start over. They've come across are on their way out of the Deshaun Watson debacle, where they paid him way too much money to be a starting quarterback, and he hadn't played 2/3 of the games that they've had scheduled while he's been under contract. So he's showing that he's kind of broken down as well over the last couple of years. All the court cases. He lost his father last season, and that was a big impact on him. So I think that Cleveland moving on, taking Cam Ward at number 2 is the most likely scenario.
Okay, well, I got the Cleveland Browns actually taking the Dirk Carter, so they can have Myles Garrett and the Dirk Carter going after the quarterback. And instead of taking a QB, they get Russell Wilson in free agency. Well, maybe. He's either going to be a Giant or a Brown. So yeah, that's why I got him taking the Dirk Carter, so they can have double the pass rush with Myles Garrett on his monster contract, which he kind of deserves since he's practically like the best defensive lineman in the league. So yeah, that's why having them take a Dirk Carter to have like, if not the best defensive line in the league.
So you're saying they're going to take another defensive end when they have the highest paid defensive end in the league?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, so they can have like double the pass rush.
So think about that for a second. You're already paying the best defensive lineman in the league the most money any defensive lineman's ever been paid in the history of the league, and you're going to draft a guy that's going to be on a rookie salary for at least a few years, which is a great idea. I like the pick right there, taking Abdul Carter. Now, I would say that they'd have to have a quarterback in place if they're going to do that. Who are they getting at?
Yeah, it said that they would get a Russell Wilson in free agency.
Well, I've heard they've been talking to him, so have the Giants.
Yeah.
And I know the Giants are just drooling all over Shedeur Sanders, so that's who I have as my number 3 pick.
Yeah, I am the same with that. I got the Giants taking Shedeur Sanders at 3rd overall.
I think Deion has laid out the tracks for him to be successful in any sort of like big media city. If he's got to go into Chicago,
Kansas City, like
New York is perfect. It seems like a good fit for him, and Giants need a quarterback really badly.
I feel like they could make like one of the best wide receiver and quarterback duos in the league with Malik Neighbors and Shedeur Sanders.
Good point. Yeah, I think they'll probably end up drafting some offensive linemen to kind of help out with
probably in the
pass
second
blocking
round or something. Probably.
So at 4, I have the Patriots taking Abdul Carter. So like I said before, I think Abdul Carter slides to 4. He's the best talent available at number 4. He instantly improves the Patriots' defensive line. They couldn't ask for a more pure pass rusher that's going to come off the edge and just destroy quarterbacks.
Okay. So I got him taking Travis Hunter since if they don't get a wide receiver in free agency, they can have him play wide receiver, and heck, maybe he could play some corner, even though they got Christian Gonzalez already. So I would have the Patriots taking Travis Hunter at 4th overall. They really need a wide receiver. And I'd say in like the second round they would also take like the offensive line for Drake May. So yeah, I got him taking Travis Hunter 4th overall.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That would help the team out tremendously on defense, which I think is what he would play. I think he'd be playing cornerback at the facilities there in Foxborough. So number 5, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking Mason Graham. He's the big Michigan defensive tackle that has completely dominated the Big Ten ever since he stepped into a Michigan uniform. He's big. He's fast. He's essentially Warren Sapp at this position. You saw what he did at the Combine. He's a freak of nature.
He reminds me of like a Quentin Williams or something. Maybe like a Dexter Lawrence.
That's a good comparison, for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that they're taking a Mason Graham since their defensive line sucked last year. No, Josh Allen hardly did anything last year. And I think he might have been injured or something, I think. Because I didn't really watch the Jags.
Jacksonville struggled bad at the D-line. Running game, passing game.
Yeah, they couldn't stop the run. That's the thing. They couldn't stop the run.
Yeah, so we're both on the same page there at number 5 with Jacksonville. I think that Vegas, having secured the quarterback position there with Geno Smith, bringing him in there. Pete Carroll is a real run-heavy coach. He wants to have a really solid running game.
Yeah.
LA has a decent offensive line for run blocking. I believe they're going to bring in Ashton Genty from Boise State. If you look at the numbers alone, this guy blows everybody else out of the water.
Yeah.
He's got to be considered a generational talent, almost like Travis Hunter. He's one of these players that just went out every single week. As he was expected, he got 200 and something yards almost every single game, and didn't matter who they were playing against. Nobody defensively could really, truly stop the guy, and that equates to almost Barry Sanders-like numbers.
Yeah, I think he might have broke Barry Sanders' rushing record, and yeah, I think he did break it.
It was close.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't break it.
I mean, in college, yeah.
Yeah, it was close.
Oh yeah, and the only struggle that he had up against the defense was Penn State's defense, and they had Dirk Carter, and yeah. So yeah, I agree with the Las Vegas taking Aston Genty, since I heard that they really like Aston Genty, and I feel like Pete Carroll wants another beast mode on like his team. He can primarily be beast mode from the old Seahawks primarily. So yeah, I agree with them.
Yeah, I can see the Marshawn Lynch comparison there, because they're powerful runners that can get off of the ball really quickly, and they're going to hit that defensive line immediately. So they're either going to drag somebody with them for a few yards, or they're going to get an explosive run, which Ashton Genty has shown again and again. He's the most explosive runner that we've seen in college football in a long time, consistently. So we agree on that. I think that the Jets are going to end up taking Jalen Walker from Georgia. I think that when you look at Jalen Walker, his size, his speed, his numbers that he put up at Georgia, everything falls in line. If you hear anybody that's interviewed him, they always say Jalen Walker is one of the best and brightest young guys coming into the league. Every interview has been stellar. The guy looks like Walter Payton, Man of the Year award winner here, even before he goes into the draft. So I say Jalen Walker to the Jets at 7. William?
Yeah, I also have him taking the edge rusher, but I got him taking James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee. Got him taking him instead.
I've heard James Pierce Jr.'s name come up a couple times recently. Apparently he did well at the draft, or at the combine, which is one of the reasons why we're doing this again, because our first draft that we did, this was prior to the combine, and it was prior to the legal tampering period as well.
And pro day, so yeah.
Pro day with some of the teams we've already seen. I haven't seen all of them yet.
Oh yeah, I saw that the NFL YouTube channel posted every player's pro day. Turns out not Jalen Walker, Jalen Milroe ran a 4.30, I think.
4.37 to be exact. Yes, he blew everybody's mind with his 40-yard dash. With that 40-yard dash, he certainly made himself way more interesting to a lot of teams. I don't think he goes anywhere near the first or second round, though. Just my guess. People are scared of the issue they're having in Indianapolis right now. I mean, Richardson is at less than 50% completion percentage.
He's the worst. He has the worst completion percentage in the NFL.
And it's not even close. So they're going to bring in competition there, but
I mean, they already got competition with Mac Jones.
exactly, Mac Jones is the competition right there. But let's move on. Number 8, Panthers. As good as the Panthers have been at picking up defense this offseason, I think they're going to take tight end from Penn State, Tyler Warren. I just think he's a good fit for what they need. He's the best pass catcher probably in this draft, even ahead of the wide receivers that you see out there. The playmaking ability of this guy is unbelievable. You see it every single week. Every game that Penn State plays, he does something unbelievable. It's not his quarterback. Doesn't exactly have Tom Brady throwing him the ball back there, but he's making plays consistently. I wouldn't pass him up if I were the Panthers. They need some sort of tight end. Go along with that wide receiving crew. And, of course, their young quarterback, Bryce Young.
Yeah, he really stepped it up this after getting benched for Andy Dalton. He really stepped it up. I guess he just needs some breathing time. So yeah, I agree with them taking Tyler Warren, since they don't really need a wide receiver since they took Xavier Legette last draft, and I don't think Adam Thielen's retiring this year. I think they might have him for at least another 2 years. So yeah, I got him taking Tyler Warren as well. He reminds me of like a Mark Andrews or something.
Yeah, he's a top 10 tight end. Glad we agree on that. So at number 9, I have the Saints finally drafting Will Johnson, who is the best cornerback on the board by far. I would say that this cornerback spent the majority of his life returning interceptions for the Michigan Wolverines. He could get in into the slot every time that there's somebody coming across the middle. He was reading the play. He had a direct intention on every single play that he had, and it was almost absurd how many times he'd either break it up, completely cover the guy, intercept it, tip the ball, return it for a touchdown. There's no way anybody would miss taking this cornerback top 10. So Saints all the way. Will Johnson.
Yeah. So actually, for the Saints, I got him taking I don't know how to say this man's first name, but McMillan from Arizona. That dude, I have no idea how to say his first name, but he's pretty much like the best wide receiver on the board since Travis Hunter's already taken. And I feel like Chris Olave and his concussion issue has been really down. And they lost like several of the wide receivers in free agency, and yeah, that's why I got him taking McMillan from Arizona.
Yeah, I would say that's kind of a stretch. Wide receiver wise, Golden from Texas really seems like the top wide receiver in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that guy's been climbing up people's boards. I can understand why they would need a wide receiver, because Olave is pretty much all they got at this point in time, and I wouldn't see it getting much better without some outside help on the deep routes, especially. So at number 10, I have the Bears taking Will Campbell. He's the best offensive lineman, I think, in the draft. Bears have already got some defensive linemen, one offensive lineman in free agency.
And they traded for Joe Tooney. Yeah.
Right. And protecting the quarterback that they have, Caleb Williams, they're going to need to make sure they have depth at the offensive line. You don't want to blow a number 10 draft pick. So if you ask me, Will Campbell's still the best player available at that point overall.
Yeah, I agree with them taking Will Campbell, even though they revamped their entire line with trading for Joe Tooney, signing Drew Dahlman, trading for whoever, I forgot the Rams right guard's name. At least, right guard's name. I forgot his name, but trading for him, really they just needed like a better offensive tackle. So yeah, I agree that they're taking Will Campbell to protect Caleb Williams' blind side.
Yeah, he was pretty much impenetrable at LSU. He's easily the best pick for the Bears at 10. I agree with you. And so that should wrap up our pre-draft top 10.
So yeah, we'll do like the big moves in like free agency next. And then after free agency, we'll like compare the draft of like the top 10 picks like ours and rate them. And then once the actual NFL season kicks off, we will do like weekly reviews on the games that we watched, like Thursday night, Sunday, like some games for Sunday, not all of them, Sunday night and Monday night. So that's what we're going to be doing, and this is our mock draft of the top pick 1 through 10, and that is after Combine, Pro Day, and legal tampering. So see you guys whenever we do the free agency, at least before the draft.